gonna go down the steps until we reach 7 for a test commissioner.
Okay.
Do you mind doing all that?
Yeah, it's fine. You have to walk me through it. All right. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. It's 6:30, February 27th, 2024. And then, yeah, go ahead and. All right. And begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And then we'll do a roll call.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Present.
Commissioner Castro,
Here.
Commissioner Barraza,
Present.
Executive Secretary Martinez. You're just gonna ask for the verification of agenda. Number 4.
Okay, so verification of the agenda posting, the agenda for Hollister Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee, City of Hollister, meeting Tuesday, February 27th, 2024, was posted on the bulletin board at the City Hall, February 23rd, 2024, 12 p.m. per government section code 54954.2. That's it. Do we have any public comment at this time?
Yes, I have public comment from Drummond Butchenroth from San Juan Batista.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Glad to see we could get our commissioners here today. So I'm glad to see that in the last meeting there was some discussion about the skate park. I'm here to talk about the skate park as always. I was glad to see some discussion there, and I've had, they've cleaned up some of the graffiti, so it's looking better now. There's still issues with the park. There's still the curbs that are chipped out. There's still the possibility of vehicles being able to drive into the skate park. And still want to get that addressed at some point. In addition to like any other little improvements that can be made to the park. I think getting the bollards installed and fixing some of the curbs is like a nice little safety concern for me. So otherwise, that's really all I've got. Just wanted to bring it back to the top again. So thank you.
Thank you. And then we're going to move to the consent agenda.
Yeah, you just need to approve the Tuesday, January 30th, 2024 minutes.
Before we approve, there was some comments that I made. I wasn't here. I had emailed about that to revise them too. On page, the one about the tire shredding.
That was for us. Yeah.
Page 2. And A, the second paragraph.
Mr. Castro asked about cost of tire shredding.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, so that was, Raza, was that you?
No.
Or was it you? I think it was Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yeah, if I recall it correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, I did mention something about the cost. I just think I said in-house or something like that. I do remember.
I think it was the cost for putting removing the shredding, but adding like another type of playground, and then just to see if it would be cheaper to have an in-house
Yes.
and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we discussed something kind of vaguely, like not necessarily on agenda, but just abstractly just threw it out there. That's what. Was that your?
Yeah, that was it. I was just.
Yeah, we were just seeing for the new flooring, because we were talking about like the sponge flooring, to see how much like that was gonna, he was asking if we could find somewhere like in town, like cheaper in-house, or if we could teach, like possibly have them learn how to do it here, and then we could refill our stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't asking for clarification. Just that I wasn't here to make that comment. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Just to
Oh,
revise.
so
that.
there was a mistake.
Yeah,
So
that's what it was.
so just to clarify, I guess we're clarifying that the comments were made by Commissioner myself Rodriguez, correct? Okay, so
Yeah,
we want
that's
to make
it.
sure we get that correction. And then, now with that being said, can someone still make a motion to approve those minutes, or do we need to come back?
So you,
Nope.
you would, sorry, I'll step in.
Go ahead, Rob.
You would need to also open it up to public comment, and then any motion to approve would be a motion to approve with the corrections as provided by the commissioner for clarification and correction of those errors within the notes.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go ahead and then move to public comment. Do we have any public comment?
I do not have any public comment.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes? Hold on, let me go back to the 6.1. I want to make sure we say everything correctly, so. For January 30th? Okay, so someone was gonna have to make that motion.
Yeah,
So
motion
it
to
would be a
approve.
motion to approve the minutes with the amendments noted by Commissioner Castro would be the motion.
It's a motion to approve the minutes with the revisions I suggested.
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Or do I?
Aye.
Oppose? No.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, Commissioner Business, 7.1, vote for new chairperson and vice chair. Do we have a motion for a chair?
So at this
would-
point, you would just, if you have someone in mind as a commissioner, you would give a suggestion.
I nominate Julio for chair.
So you can have a discussion, but then you still need to open it up for public comment if there is any public comment on the item, and then bring it back for any type of motion to select the chair or vice chair.
Okay, can we open it up for public comment?
I have no public comment.
And no discussion on my end either.
No discussion on my end either. Just, yeah. So we'll go ahead and, now we can make a motion. Yeah, you can make.
Is that for chair and vice chair?
Just chair, I believe, correct? We have to make that, I think you have to make the motion again, and then, so I make a motion to make Julio Rodriguez chair.
I second
If I-
make a
If I
motion to
could,
make.
Tina, can you clarify whether or not this is for a new term, or if this is simply to fill the vacancy that was left by the chair and vice chair?
So this would be a new term, just because we didn't meet in January, so we didn't vote on it. In the beginning of the year, we vote for a new chair, and we never had a vice chair for Parks and Recreation Commission. There was never someone that was voted in.
Perfect. So then you can go ahead and just make that motion for whoever of you, and then hold for chair and then vice chair.
Okay. Am I allowed to make a motion?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first off, I guess we can go back to discussion if that's okay. Okay. Or would any of you, if you guys feel comfortable being vice chair?
I wouldn't mind, but it's just, I may not be here for the next two
Meeting.
meetings. That's why I would hate to do something and then look bad by not being here.
Okay.
I
Then
wouldn't mind.
That works for me.
you want?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. I'm comfortable with
Yeah.
it. I don't know staff. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to get staff's input, Robert. I'd like your input as well, Robert, for legal. Is that okay? If someone.
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
So, I'm sorry. There's, Buddy Barraza is interested in being the chair, but I'm curious, vice chair. What would the legally, if he's unable to make it to the next meeting or two meetings, are we still able to move forward with that?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, you would be able to select your chair and then select your vice chair. And in those instances where the chair wasn't available at a meeting, then the vice chair would essentially run the meeting.
Okay. Well, I'm planning on being here the whole time, so we'll take what we can get. I guess we'll take what we can get at this point. So I'll make a motion to nominate myself, Commissioner Julio Rodriguez, for chair of the Parks and Recs Commission, and then a motion along with Buddy Barraza being vice chair. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion carries 3-0. All right, and have to move over. Got to make this official.
And then you sit on the outside of the. So we're official now. We will balance it out, move you up there.
Yeah, that's-
Michael.
Buddy.
Musical chairs.
All righty. Let's go to agenda item 8, staff commission reports. Do we have staff reports, announcements? Do I need to read the description as well?
Sorry. Yes, I have a couple of reports. Rob's texting me. So a few announcements related to our park side. At the February meeting for the city council, council approved an option 2 to resurface the Dunn Park tennis courts and pickleball courts. So on the outside courts will be tennis courts, and then in the middle courts will be 4 pickleball courts. That was approved, and then that work will start tomorrow, actually. They were going to clean up the courts, make sure that they're all prepped, leaves free of debris, and that'll start tomorrow, and they think that it'll be closed for a week. So reopen, I think it's March 8th, if that's a Friday. We would like to do a little fun ribbon cutting, which will probably take place the following week. I will be out of town, so I won't be able to do it, but we would like to do a fun little ribbon cutting. Just need to know your guys' schedule. If you can email me that schedule and let me know when you're available. Our pickleball community is excited, and they want this project done a year ago. So they'll probably be out there, and they're usually there between 8 and 12. So I don't know if your guys' work schedule will during the week. that works for you, or if we do it on a weekend. So if you guys can let me know that. The other project is up at Vista Park Hill. We were approved to redo the roof at the barbecue area. Buddy, you probably remember that barbecue area, Park Hill. We are going to renovate that, and it'll be open. I just met with a Eagle Scout who is going to beautify that front area of the barbecue pit. That's part of his Eagle Scout project, or he would like to. Working with him, and he'll do a presentation in front of council on March 18th. And I know I have another one. Frank Clower Park, we just received the plans to add a shade structure over there. So we're waiting for our engineering department to review the plans, and then we'll move forward with adding a shade structure at Frank Clower Park. I did have a chance to meet with our architect for the Dunn Park Clubhouse renovation project, and that was through the Prop 68 grant. And we are kind of working out the logistics for that. We do plan to have a community engagement, so our community come out and see some design concepts of what the clubhouse can potentially look like. We don't want to do too much change because we would like to have it be a historical building, and if we put a lot of different changes in it, then it doesn't qualify. So working closely with our planning department to make sure that we stay within the guidelines to continue and have it be a historical building. Right now it is not registered, but that is our plan to register that building. And then my last one is the Prop 68 out at Fire Station 2. That's the new park build out. I think last month in January, I showed you guys a timeline, and that timeline is fine. We're going to stick to that. As I don't recall if I told you, but near the fire station, kind of in front of it, next to the highway, there's this sign where city staff puts kind of banners up to advertise for events. Well, we would like to design that area and just landscape it, not a whole lot of additional cost to that. So we're adding that a little 1/4 of an acre to the park. Right now it'll be a little over 2 acres of parkland out there that we're going to renovate. And of course, all of these different events that we're working on, we would invite our commission to attend. We just don't have the dates. The soonest one we'll have is for the resurfacing of Dunn Park, and hopefully we'll do something around the week of the 11th of March. If you guys can send me your schedule for that. The last one is over at the community center. We're doing a lot of renovations here. So we were working with a private donor to renovate the Pauline Valdivia Community Center, the inside of it, and then the city is kind of working on the outside. So the inside, we're still waiting on a few things to go through. We have to provide some information to our private donor. But on the outside, we started a beautification project, and they're installing some drip lines, adding some rocks and plants to beautify that outside of the community center. And they're working on that this week. Do you guys have any questions for me? As far as the recreation side, we have an event March 15th. It's a St. Patrick's Dash. It's downtown Hollister. It's on a Friday from 6:30 to 8:30. And it's just a fun little run. You go downtown. The first 100 participants get a T-shirt. We do ask that everyone fills out a liability. You sign off on a little liability, so you're not going to hold us accountable. And then we have food vendors that go out there, fun games. We have a DJ. Last year was our first year, and it was pretty successful. Everyone was celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And then we have photos with the Easter Bunny on March 23rd at Dunn Park. So it is a photo area. We'll set that up for photos with the Easter Bunny. And then at 1 o'clock, we're going to have an Easter egg hunt for different age groups. So we will forward you the flyers on all of that. And we continue with all of our activities as far as Junior Warriors. That starts, thank you, March 9th. And adult softball will start at the end of the month. Flag football will start in April, so we can give you that report. But a lot of activities going on. But the main ones are our special events that are happening. The rest kids registered, so we're closing out. We do currently have 4 staff that are at the California Parks and Recreation Society conference this week. They're down in Palm Springs. Received a couple of reports from them, and they're excited. They're eager to learn and go attend meetings, and some have even expressed what they want to bring back to Hollister, to our parks. So I was excited for their opportunity to be out there. And that's all I have to report. If the commission has any reports.
I do have some things. Would I comment first off? Would I comment on what you just said? Okay. No, that's awesome to hear about the conference. I'll definitely love to go to the ribbon cutting or something, kind of show that we're involved. I think that'd be awesome. So that awesome work. I look forward to hear back what we hear from the conference. I was. Am I allowed to talk about other things, like community stuff that, okay. So some things that I forgot what street I was going down. I think it was Tiffany Street, I believe. Some of those older trees, I guess they used to spray for the aphids or something like that. The saplings. There were some people on Tiffany Street that were, they like the trees with the drip, the sapling drip. So I know in the past they said that they used to be able to spray for them. I don't know if that's like a new thing that we're not doing that because of organic, or maybe it's a health risk. Was there anybody know anything about that?
I wasn't aware of the streets. I was only aware of the streets on San Benito.
Okay.
The trees, I should say, not the streets. The trees on San Benito Street that we do that type of spraying. So that has been scheduled, but I was not aware of any other part of town.
Okay.
So I will look into that though. Parks and Recreation took over the arborist contract December
Right.
1st. So we're still learning. We finally were able to get access to their website, and just kind of, I don't know if you guys remember the recent storms a couple of weeks ago. A lot of trees fell, and we were trying to figure out a way to communicate to the arborist to remove those trees and have some sort of a paper trail. So we were finally trained on that.
Okay.
But I will ask about the spraying of the trees throughout town.
Okay. I believe it was Tiffany Street.
Okay.
I can get it actually. I took notes on my phone. I should have had it already pulled up, but where is it? Oh, and then I did not write the street down, but I'm pretty positive it was Tiffany Street. I just had to pull up a map. A second thing, this would be more District 2. Buena Vista weeds, overgrown. I guess, Buena Vista, some of the weeds were overgrown. And then I had one more. Sometimes I'm out in the community just asking people if they have concerns. Oh, yeah. Tree droppings. Would I give you I don't know if you want the address.
Just give me the street. and we're
Okay,
good.
that's why. Okay. Yeah, so it'd be Tiffany Street.
Okay.
Let me get that taken care of. And then more comments. People in Sunny Slope Village, they really like the contract for the people, whoever's doing the work. We've talked about this before. I just cannot reiterate that they are doing a great job. So what does that look like? I don't know if I already asked this. What does that look like moving forward? 'Cause I know that there was some kind of like labor agreement for the unions. Does that mean if like the unions are taking that, like when it comes to renegotiate, we'd have to do that in-house? What does that look like in the future? Because people are wondering.
At this time, I think in our January meeting, I let the commission know that I was bringing the contracts forward to the city council, and city council approved an extension, amended for another year.
Awesome.
Yes, so we have them doing the sound walls, which includes Sunny Slope Village, the parks, and the ponds for another year, and we'll go back and revisit that in a couple months, actually. So if you're in favor of it, we'll have the residents mention it to their council,
Okay.
city council member.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to get the word out on that, because it's always better to be preemptive than, yeah. That's, no else? And then is there anything on, it looks like we're coming to an end here. I did want to, I was hoping we'd have some kind of, something on here. We can make a motion to do the ad hoc committee for the skate park, because I know we have a member here, not a member, I guess, community member who's passionate about the skate park. And I mean, what would that look like right now? I mean, could I make a motion to create an ad hoc committee? I mean, what would the next steps for that be?
So you would have to get consensus from the commissioners to place that item on a future agenda. That would need to be agendized before the ad hoc committee could be created. So you could ask that it be placed on the next agenda, and as long as you have consensus with the other commissioners on the board, then staff would be able to place that on the agenda as an agendized item, at which time you would be able to have a discussion with public input and then make a motion to create that ad hoc committee.
Gotcha. I'm just curious. I think last time we were supposed to be on, it just didn't make it?
They were gonna talk about it on the next commissioners meeting, but they were gonna talk about the skate park, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I don't recall. I don't remember seeing it in the minutes.
Unfinished business.
Oh, yeah, it's on the minutes on page 3, the second paragraph under public comment.
Oh, I see it. So there was one commissioner wanted to check. Oh, wait. So there's discussion. Is there a consensus where it was asked to place the item on the future agenda? That's what
Who could be on the ad hoc committee? Is it just commissioners?
Robert, how many commissioners can be on the ad hoc committee?
So an ad hoc committee, typically, really, it can't be more than a majority of the board. And so that could potentially be problematic, considering that the board currently consists of 3 individuals.
That's what I was thinking,
Which means that an ad hoc committee really would kind of not be an ad hoc. It would be a committee of 1 at this point, in order to keep it below that majority of the board threshold.
Okay.
See, that's what I was worried about. I was thinking, with only 3 at the moment.
Right. Okay, I guess what we'll I would still like something on the agenda next time, just personally, and then if we get another commissioner, I mean, what do you guys, what do you think of that? I mean, what I said, I was thinking I would like to still kind of put something on the agenda next time. And then if we, hopefully we get someone else to fill.
I would definitely love to bring back up the skate park just because I know it's been an ongoing thing, and just to see if we got even the shades to stop cars from, I don't know I know we can't make anything here, but if we could get that on the next agenda, that way we could go over and talk about it more.
Okay. Rob, I'm going to defer to you. Can we add this item to the agenda for the March meeting?
So my recommendation would be to add it as, I guess, really you could agendize it as a general discussion for the board to take up, at which time you could have members from the public come in and have a discussion with the commission. And if at that time there were sufficient commissioners on the board, then I would recommend at that meeting seek the consensus to then create the ad hoc committee at the next meeting. Alternatively, you could also hold a special meeting if that was something that the board so deemed necessary, or that they wanted to get this ad hoc committee started sooner. You could call for a special meeting simply to create that ad hoc committee as soon as you had sufficient board members to be able to do that. Typically, the ad hocs will have 2 members from the board who would be involved in that committee. Generally, the committee will not involve other individuals from the public as an actual official part of that committee, because that would then subject that ad hoc committee to the Brown Act requirement, regulations. And so you'd have to agendize your meetings and so on and so forth, similar to this commission. So my recommendation would be that you could bring that back as a discussion piece. And if there were sufficient appointed board members on the commission, then you could either call a special meeting to create the ad hoc, or you could create the ad hoc then at the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Okay.
Robert, I'm just curious, I know this is a general discussion. Am I allowed to open this up? Because we do have am I allowed to open it up for public comment? Because I know we have some members who are, really passionate about the skate park. I just want to honor their time and just them coming out. Is that appropriate at this time to see?
No, because this section's really made for staff and for commissioner comment. There's no actionable items that have been agendized. And the whole purpose of allowing public comment for agendized items is because when they're agendized and the public is given notice, and so those individuals that know that this is going to be discussed, they'll have an opportunity to be able to show up to the meeting to have this discussion. So I would really recommend that it just be agendized as a general discussion, or a particular, maybe even a study session regarding the skate park at the next meeting. To open it up to public comment at this time would, could likely run afoul of the Brown Act because of the fact that it wasn't agendized, and there are individuals who might want to have a say or would want to provide comment that didn't know that this is going to be necessarily discussed this evening.
Okay, thank you so much, Robert. I personally would like to get something. I'm okay with, or I really wouldn't want to wait until the next meeting, which is going to be, looks like in March. And I was really hoping that there would be some kind of movement with the skate park, because it does seem like we've been talking about this for a long time. How would you guys feel about doing a special meeting? Just because I just feel kind of bad that things are just moving kind of slow. I mean, if you guys are, because you're going to be gone, correct?
I may not.
Oh.
I just had to, once again, I'm going to go check my schedule and see what they said March 26th.
The next.
Meeting, so I'll have to get back to her once I get on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be hesitant to schedule a special meeting just because there's a chance we may not have quorum in March already. So we're trying to get another meeting, might not have quorum for that. So given that we only have 3 at the moment, I think we should just stick to the meetings we have till we get more, other seats filled.
Okay. Yeah, I think just the only thing I could say is just hopefully we can just get that on something on the agenda
I agree.
for us. I think we have a consensus on the board, correct? I mean, okay. That's my final comments. Also, if anyone knows anyone for Parks and Rec, please. It's really important.
You can, each commission member can also feel free to reach out to the council member that appointed you to the commission also to try to encourage them to see if they can push for the empty slots to be filled by those applicable council members.
Okay, I'm all in favor of that. Reaching out, anyone.
What council members have empty slots right now then? Just so.
They just sent me, I can forward you that information. I just opened it up.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Do you know what district? If you guys can tell me what districts. Christine was District 3 and Montoya was District 2.
Okay.
So 2 and 3.
But Robert, you're saying at large, correct? You're saying that there's some flexibility with the commissioner seats because it's
No. So what would happen is if you speak with the council members that appointed you from their district, you can speak with your council member and let them know that you're wanting to try to fill out, or it's a priority to fill out the commission and get those vacant seats filled, and then they can reach out to the other applicable council member or bring it up during a council meeting during their council comments to just try to also spread the word about potentially finding candidates to be put into those positions.
okay. Awesome. Thank you for that clarification. All right, I think that's everything for staff commission reports. Unless the commissioners have any other comments.
Nope.
Okay, so I move to 9, adjournment. Do I have a motion to make? So, Robert, it'd be, do I have a motion to make an adjournment? Is that what I would say?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
7:08.
At 7:08?
Second that.
You have to make the motion, so yeah.
Oh, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.